This is a brief overview of using the D2L Brightspace platform for our virtual and online sessions, as well as in class. This will be the platform that we're using for our math course instead of EDSB, which was what we were used to using last year. So a new look, a new platform to get used to. Now, this is for my split math class. If you're watching this video, you're in one of four classes, potentially. Grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, or grade 12 in the locally developed or workplace stream. So this will be relevant for all four of those, whether you're 9, 10, 11, or 12. Now, first, to get into our course web homepage, you'll have to, when you go on to Office 365, first go to D2L, which looks like the orange icon with the circle, or the orange circle icon, and is called D2L, which is also sometimes called Brightspace. Now, after you're in there, you should see the icons for any courses that you are in pop up. Now, you'll have a different look than I do right now, but you're going to click on the course for our math class. I'm going to use one of the many I have as an example for this video. So once you click on the course, you'll be brought into our course home page. Now, a brief overview of D2L. When you first click on that page, you're brought to the course home page. And the home page will look somewhat like this. If you're in a different course section, then you'll have a different name here. You might see MAT 1L or 2L or 3E. If this is a bit different, that's okay. You're in the right spot. As long as it says Bastien, which is my name, and Tecumseh Secondary, you obviously want to be in the right school too. Now, on the course homepage, what you'll first see is the announcements portion. And this is where any big announcements will get posted. Now, I've put a welcome announcement here, but as we go on, they will be updated. On the right-hand side, this is an activity feed. This will have small messages, little updates, answers to questions in the class. Less important things will pop up in this activity feed. But any big important announcements will be in the front and center in the announcements area. If you scroll down a little bit farther on the home page, you'll see there is also a calendar with the course, which also works for your other courses that you're taking right now in this semester. Now, the calendar isn't updated yet, but I will be updating that to help you with the schedule and with any upcoming events. So that's the course homepage. Now, the toolbar here has a lot of icons on it. We're on the course homepage right now. The next icon is content, and this is perhaps the most important one. This is where our material, all our lessons, will be posted. If I click on content, I'm brought to the content page. Now, on the content page, yours might look a little bit different than mine. I'm on the left-hand side going to see my sections or my units. And right now, because we're just beginning, there's only two. There's a section for course information, and if I click on that, I can see the specific files, videos, different assignments, or little things in the course information section. So for example, so far right now, there's an orientation presentation. If you're in grade 9, you've actually already seen this, but 10s, 11s, and 12s. This is some information for starting the school year. It's not loading right now, but it is there. There's also a overview for using a virtual classroom, which we will talk about later, and a little short video on meeting the teacher, an introduction that I put together, or we put together. Below course information, I also have some material started for the math that we'll be looking at this week online, which deals with fractions so far. So that's where you'll find any lessons talked about, fractions for today. Later we'll be working with money later this week. And the lessons will be in both lesson form and also sometimes with videos and read-throughs to help you with the material. All of that is found in the Content tab. There's also a quick quiz and fractions, which we'll get to later. Next, the Discussions tab. Don't worry about that for now. We're not going to be using that in this class. There's a Quizzes tab. Now, because we're only in this math class for, well, half of the weeks and half of the days in that week, there will be little quizzes just to help you practice the material as you do work at home, online, when you're not in class. So for example, right now there's a fractions quiz up, which you will be able to see later today actually. And once you do the practice questions, those quizzes will be available for you to go through. They're usually just multiple choice and true and false, just to make sure that you are getting an understanding of the material. But you're certainly able to ask me questions, ask for help. Those will pop up once in a while after our class lessons online. Now there's one more icon which I will make more easily available, and this is the virtual classroom icon. Now the virtual classroom is where we can have live, synchronous, which is happening at the same time meetings even when we're not in the classroom. If you click on the virtual classroom icon, which I'm going to put right on the front page so you can get to it more easily after this video, then you'll be able to see any active meetings, which are basically active live online classrooms that we have going. So there's no active meetings right now, but there will be one active for later this afternoon starting at 1 p.m., which I'd like you to try to get into so we can start our class and begin explaining and talking about how this semester is going to work, because it is different than anything we've done so far, whether you're in grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, or grade 12. This is new to all of us. So the virtual classroom icon brings you to meetings. When there's a meeting here, you'll be able to click on it and hit enter or launch in order to get into that virtual meeting. Now when you're in there, that's the live classroom. I'd like you to keep your microphone muted. If you do have questions, there's lots of time to answer those that will come up in the lesson. But just so there's not a lot of sound feedback and so we can still run it nicely, please have your microphone muted when you enter the meeting. But there will be chances to talk and to type questions and comments and things as we go. So you'll see one of these this afternoon about 1 p.m. on today, Monday, September the 14th. So the most important icons for you to start familiarizing and getting used to and exploring today are the D2L course homepage, the content. You can try to access the quizzes and also the virtual classroom. Try to get familiar with those today so that while we continue with these online lessons this week, we'll become more and more comfortable and we'll be able to get through the start of our beginning of our math class. Thanks, and we'll talk to you later.